Dang, thumbs down, Frank.
Always showing up. At least he's consistent.
I guess. It's interesting how people don't like a video before they even watch it.
Is it? Don't they not like a video most of the time and they haven't watched it?
I guess that's true. But a lot of people don't like things before they even know what it actually is.
Mm.
I'm not that guy. I want to try everything.
What are you trying tonight?
I'm trying a new scotch, actually. I forgot what it is.
Wait, didn't you have it last time?
Nope.
Oh.
No. Mortlock 12. This is the first time I have had this bottle.
This blurry bottle.
This blurry bottle. Yeah, doesn't want to focus because our eyeballs are in the picture. Anyway, that's what it is. Yeah, trying it for the first time. Well, actually, I tried some the other night, but first time live. So, welcome to the Dylan Talks Tone live stream that we do every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about something cool. We answer a bunch of questions from Patreon and YouTuber members, and we chat about some stuff. We do have some housekeeping ahead of that. There are a lot of questions that came in through Patreon this week.
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing. I love it. But that means that we are going to do our best to keep up on other questions, but you're going to have to use a super chat if you really want to get one in. We're going to talk guitar stuff until 9 o'clock, and then we just go off topic after 9 o'clock. You can still ask guitar questions, but super chats are required for those after 9 o'clock.
How is the scotch? Is it worth repeating?
Yeah. What's funny is...
And then we got a Highland peaty. Like, what is it?
No, it's less peaty. It's actually more sweet, more fruity. And that's what I was about to say. We read the box description, and you're like, I don't think you're going to like that. And I'm like, it's not what I normally like. But again, in the for the sake of trying stuff, I'm like, it was like $54 or something. So it wasn't like, a $200 bottle of scotch. So I'm like, I'm going to try it. And it's what I like about it is it's not anything to anything. It's just smooth and easy to drink, but it's obviously scotch. It's not bourbon, but it doesn't. You drink Talisker, and I don't know. I love Talisker or something really peaty, Lafroig, anything like that. But you don't sip that stuff all evening. It's a much stronger taste, and where this is just nice and easy, and I really like it. It's really good. Speaking of drinks, Rick Bonneville. Oh, we'll save that for after 9 o'clock, I guess, because that's an off-topic thing. But we're going to discuss some wine after 9 o'clock and tell you about a plan for the grand finale 2022 live stream that we're going to have the last Thursday of 2022. So stick around till 9 o'clock to find out about what that is, because it's kind of special. We have something here to chat about that.
So, I just have to read this. Al Phillips. Hello, Dylan and Leslie. This is Al. The fact that I'm watching all the way from India shows that you're doing some great work here on YouTube. Dislikers don't really matter.
Thanks, man. Now we have dislikers because there's 2 of them. Okay, first of all, let's take care of the thumbnail, because people get super mad if we do it like every other media on the planet where they leave the exciting stuff for the end. For some reason, people don't have any patience anymore. But anyways, I am selling basically everything, guitar-wise. I'm going to keep my McPherson. Actually, my McPherson would be for sale too if somebody wanted to buy it.
What?
Well, because there's another one I want. There's 2 other McPhersons that I want, so I would sell that one.
To get to?
Well, no, but
yes. To
work my way towards it, yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to sell my Breedlove because that was a mistake the first time. So that guitar is never leaving me. I love that guitar. I'm obviously not selling my original Strat. But basically everything else is for sale. I looked on Reverb. You know, a Silver Sky is $2,500 now on Reverb. A Fiore is $2,500 on Reverb. A Gibson Les Paul Jr. is $1,200 on Reverb. I think I paid $13 for it a couple years ago, so that's interesting that they're holding their value that well. If you buy the Gibson, I'll give you the original pickup, but you'll also get my pickup with it too. So there's a bonus there. Both my PRSs are not modded at all. What else we got up there? We got the Schecter pink MGK guitar. That guitar is for sale. I'll call it $800. The purple Kramer is for sale. We'll call that one $800. Those guitars are brand new. The purple one has one of my pickups in it, but I have the original pickup that you can have too. And I guess that's it. I guess that's a bunch of guitars that are going to go the way of on to the next one. You know, I think is it Jay Leno who talks about the fact that we don't actually ever own anything, like we're just the current custodians of the thing and the next person will enjoy it as well. It's kind of the way I feel about guitars. There's a couple of guitars that I will keep forever because I really they're part of my thing now. But when it comes to most of the stuff we own here, and this could be anything, my mountain bike, somebody's joked about the van, our car, most of my...
Somebody said selling the SG and the Fiore.
Yeah, why not?
Then somebody said, I fell for the clickbait, he's bluffing. And then somebody, so you did a lot of talk about Reverb. So they're asking, are you selling on Reverb?
No, I'm giving you all a shot at it first.
Yeah. I think you're just mentioning prices.
To know that I'm being fair about what I'm pricing, yeah.
We got a super chat from Doug Santinelli. Thank you for the super chat. The breed love was just a loan, not a mistake. Yeah, thank goodness
That's true.
It was you, Doug.
Thank goodness for Doug. I sold my breed love to Doug to buy my McPherson and then regretted every minute of it. Doug played it for about a year and then I bought it back from him and I will never sell that guitar again.
So Trozinator wants to know, where can we buy your guitars for sale?
I suppose I could put... I've been thinking about doing this anyway.
Why wouldn't you? It's easy.
Right?
You're just saying you're going to create a thing on Shopify?
We'll just put a page on the website.
Yeah.
And it'll just be...
I was hoping that's what you were saying.
Yes. Exactly. This is all my gear. This is what I will do. I'll do it over the next day or two. And I'll do it for all of my stuff. Because...
Tim Ziegler says Jazzmaster. Do you have a Jazzmaster?
The Jazzmaster is sold. The Jazzmaster sold. The Baritone Telly is sold. And I ordered a Yamaha Revstar today, but that's already sold too. You know, we flip a lot of guitars. When I say flip, I mean a lot of times, like in a live stream the other day or something, I said, hey, somebody said, will you ever review a Revstar? And I said, if you want a Revstar, I'll buy a Revstar. I'll put my pickups in it. You'll get my pickups for free, and then I'll just sell it to you for what I paid for it, and you just have to pay the shipping from me to you. That way you get a brand new guitar, totally modded with all good stuff in it, for the price of a new one. And I think that's a fair deal. So we do that a lot. So we'll buy those guitars. The guitars I'm talking about today are my personal guitars that I bought for me. But there's a couple things that I want to talk about with this. I'm not a person.
You're not a person?
Who gets really over attached to anything physical. I have some family heirloom sort of stuff. There's probably some knives I'll never sell. You know, I'll never sell my Chris Reeves Sabenza. You know, there's some stuff that I'll never sell there because I'm going to keep them for me. But the guitar thing's interesting because you can just go get another one. And it's an evolution. It's always like a learning. I want to have all of them. I want to play all of them.
Super chat from Jim Woodard. Thank you for the super chat, Jim. He says, which guitars are you selling? Do you have a list?
So I just kind of went through the list. I know it was a little haphazard. So what we're going to do is tomorrow, or maybe I might stay up tonight and do it. I got to take pictures and stuff, though. By the weekend, on DylanTalksTone.com, I will have a page, and I think it's just going to be called like Dylan's Guitars, like Dylan's Gear, or whatever. Dylan's stuff. I don't know what it's going to be called, but it will be on the website, and you'll be able to go and look, and all the prices for everything, and you'll be able to just order it like you order a set of pickups. You'll be able to throw in a Visa card, whatever credit card you want, PayPal, doesn't matter, just like a normal. And I know that cost me some fees or whatever, but that's fine. Does that mean
they can make payments on it?
That also means you can make payments on it because we have Shop Pay. We have Shopify Pay, installment, whatever it's called. It's
Is
like
it a firm?
I don't think it's a firm. It's internal to Shopify, but you can like apply for credit. I don't have anything to do with it, but you can apply for credit or whatever, and then you can make payments on it. But I ship it immediately. I don't know if you know that or not, but for like pickups or anything, there's a little thing, and you can apply for like a Shopify credit card little deal, and you can do that.
Oh, I can't click. Super chat from Doc Siltonen. Thank you for the super chat, Doc. He said 718 fund.
That's very interesting, Doc. Doc and I were talking Porsche the other night.
Okay.
It's a kind of a two-edged thing. One thing is, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I just want to make sure that my guitars stay fresh. I think it's better for the channel. I think it's better for my content in general. I think it's better for pickup development. Everybody knows I like P90s. Everybody knows I make the best P90s. We don't need 100 P90s guitars sitting around here. We don't need that. We have the Somnium that we can still test whatever pickups we want. So we're going to sell some guitars and we're going to get some other stuff in here. I mean, what else could we get? We've seen this stuff for a year. So what else could we get?
Sean Murphy said, shotgun on that SG Junior. Joseph Mazel says, are you selling your amps too?
No, I'm not selling my amps. I will tell you right now, I am the most content I have ever been in amp land. It's the weirdest thing.
Where's your custom thing? They haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, they haven't seen it. Well, some people have seen it on Tuesday.
Well, the Thursday crowd hasn't.
No, they haven't. I ordered that custom positive grid thing where you could get whatever you wanted on the speaker grill. So the Blackstar 6L6 amp, I really, really love it. It sounds great. I used it for the short today, the short that I played on YouTube. I used that amp for that today. The Princeton Tone Bastard, that thing's not going anywhere. I've been wanting one of them for 2 years, and I absolutely love it. Maybe sometime in the future it will, but not right now. Super chat.
Super chat from Paul McNary. Hello, Paul. Thank you for the super chat. He says, just because.
Exactly. Yeah. I just want to try some stuff. I mean, I don't know what's in the future. I haven't. What's funny is, I think I've said it in a couple of videos in the last month or so, that I'm kind of guitared up. Like, I have so much stuff around here right now. We have guitars, literally stacks. There's like piles. There's like 3-4 guitars right here. There's a couple of guitars right there. There's 3 in the living room. There's a bunch in here. There's a bunch in the closet.
Lone Wolf Gray says, call it Dylan's Deals.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I'm kind of guitared up. And for us to be able to keep content fresh, for us to be able to do new stuff, and for me personally, to be able to just try new things when they come out. I want to try new stuff. I've never had a Les Paul. But a Les Paul's $2,700. Or the one you want me to get's $31.
Slash.
The Slash one. So, I mean, when we have all of this stuff sitting here, it's kind of just time to turn it over into something else and experience some other things and make some Les Paul content for a while. Make some, who knows what. Now, I'm going to make more content with this stuff in the next few weeks. Especially if somebody buys it, I'm like, okay, well, let me make a couple videos with it before I sell it. before it goes. So there's that too. And then on the other side of it, not guitar related, I guess there isn't anything guitar related.
Another super chat from Doc Silston. Thank you for the super chat. He says, before you sell the SG Junior, compare it to the double cutaway. They both have the same pickup.
That video is already in the works, and I've already done it a bunch. I've already played them side by side.
He hasn't stopped playing it.
I haven't stopped playing it, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's it. And you're going to see more about it.
Alexander says, I have a Slash Les Paul. My favorite Les Paul ever. Good luck.
Yeah, she wants me to get the November Rain one. The November Burst one, which I think is probably what I'm going to buy. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of, and I've got some pedals around here that we don't use, and I've got some other stuff laying around. So we'll just turn it into the next thing. That's really what I want to do. And sometimes doing it all at once is a nice, I don't know, it's like a palate cleanse of sorts. We do pretty good. Super chat.
Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Slash for the win. Leslie knows her Les Pauls. Leslie did a lot of browsing at Sweetwater one time when Dylan browsed a lot at Sweetwater. I just wonder.
We got another super chat.
But yeah, if you're going to get one, I don't know why you wouldn't get Slash. Jim Woodard, thank you for the super chat. Jim, he said, I couldn't sell my Gibson ES 335 or Les Paul Custom Alpine White. If I did, I could never get them anywhere near the prices I paid. Totally fair.
Yeah, and I know that there's probably going to be some, oh man, I probably should have kept that one because whatever. But then again, maybe not. I don't know. There's only one way to know.
Super chat from Thomas Tourville. Thank you, Thomas, for the super chat. He says, hi, Dylan and Leslie, just for the greatest YouTube channel.
Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, so that's it. We're gonna sell some stuff, and you're gonna see some new stuff coming in here, which is fun. And I'm out of room. Jeez.
Alexander, thank you for the super chat. All the best. Cheers to you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And, I'm getting emails from people that I've not gotten emails from before. And they're saying, hey, I had somebody send me an email yesterday saying, I'm going to send you 2 boxes of stuff in 2 different shipments to review. I'm like, what? Gibson. So, we've got some neat things happening. But it's going to require to keep this thing fresh and to keep it growing and to keep it moving forward. And I don't want to stagnate in my gear. And I personally don't have any need. I am not a hoarder. I don't have any need to have. We have 27 or something guitars right now. 22, 20, something like that. I have no need for that. I'm not the person that needs that. So, yeah. We should probably start jamming on these questions over here because there is a bunch of them.
Let's finish talking about this topic really quick.
Okay.
Rusty says, what about the Gibson Brazilian Dream / model?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Scott Dreyfus says, are you going for a Slash with the Duncans or new Burst Buckers?
I don't care because they're going to come out anyway.
I think he also asked, are you keeping the Fiore or are you getting rid of the Fiore? I don't know. He said something about the Fiore. Are you keeping the Fiore? The
Fiore would be the last to go, but if I get $2,500 for it, I'll sell it.
Jim Woodard, I have 2 50s standards, gold top and amber, / appetite and custom. We might be able to work out a trade.
Dang.
That's a lot of stuff, Jim.
Yep.
Okay, and that's a question for later if we get to it.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and go through these Patreon and YouTube member questions. We make a post every Thursday morning on Patreon and on YouTube timeline for members of Patreon, and they get to ask these questions to get featured on the screen. So if you want to do that, head on over to patreon.com Join up. It's 500 bucks. It's 500 bucks a month. I'm just kidding. It's $5 a month. And the biggest thing about that is you get 10% off at Dylan Talks Tone on everything except guitars. It's everything that we make. So everything on Dylan Talks Tone that we make.
No swag.
Yeah, no swag because those prices are fixed. I don't make that stuff. Yeah. So, but if you make, here's the thing. $5 a month on Patreon, a set of pickups for 250 bucks, you can understand where you're saving some dough. And I don't even care if you join for a month, buy a set of pickups, and then quit. Doesn't hurt my feelings because I'd rather you have some pickups than anything else. So anyway, just to throw that out there. Okay, let's go through them.
And what is the cutoff for these? Like, when did you get these questions so that people, if they just submitted something,
like a half hour before the show, I check. Yeah.
So by 7:30, how about that?
Yeah, Matt and Chris didn't do a show tonight, but usually I watch.
You're done by 7 usually.
No, I usually watch Matt and Chris's show and prepare the show. So usually it's almost right up to the time. Yeah.
All right. No. Okay. Alex, like you, one of my dream guitars on my bucket list is a Les Paul Special Double Cut in TV yellow with 2 P90s. But they are so expensive and so rare. I'd be happy to get an Epiphone or a cheaper copy since I never owned a P90 guitar, but they don't make them anymore. Why do you think that is? There is a Harley Benton DC with 1 pickup, which I'm thinking to get instead. Such a beautiful shape and color, but unfortunately so unpopular. By the way, if I'm getting that Harley Benton DC, would there be a good way to put a second pickup in it, and would that make sense?
I mean, you'd have to route a pickup in it. The problem is that the stuff with the dog ear stuff, everything is higher, so it would be tougher to put a neck pickup in it. I don't know why they don't make a double cut. They should. They should make a double cut. I 100% agree. I think everybody would buy it. I think it would be a great guitar. I don't know why they don't. I understand what you're saying. Yep.
Was that the question answered?
I think so.
That was so simple. That was a long question.
He was just telling us
a
story. That's fine. We got a couple of those tonight. It's no big deal.
Dawn, with regard to wire size, how does the gauge of the wire affect the resistance and inductance of a pickup? Keeping all other factors, magnet, wind count, coating, tension, the same. And how does that affect what we hear from the pickup? Cheers. Hopefully I can make it to the discussion tonight.
Yeah, I think he's traveling right now. So Don wants to know about wire size. So the thinner the wire, this isn't with any wire in any situation. The thinner the wire, the higher the resistance per foot. So when you wrap wire around thousands of feet, the resistance of the pickup goes up. Thicker wire has lower resistance per foot. That would be the two things. And yes, that would be the same thing. That would be it. So, and then also the amount of inductance that can happen in the coil changes because the density of the coil changes with the diameter change in the wire. Excellent question.
Interrupting for a super chat from Timothy Potter. Thank you for the super chat, Timothy. If it weren't Christmas, I would throw down on that MGK.
Well, after Christmas, if I still have it, we will talk.
You can throw down.
That's right.
Sounds violent.
Maybe you should buy it for yourself for Christmas. Although he's the one who's buying the lime green Revstar, so.
John. Hi, guys. I placed an order a couple of days ago. I guessed at what pickups, pots, and caps to use. Please correct my selections if they don't make sense. I want to have good pickups in my parts caster so I can compare it to my other guitars so I can hear the clarity and the other pickup characteristics that everyone talks about. Thanks, John.
You're welcome. I think this is John Roddy.
So.
Yeah.
He owns 11?
Yeah. Yep. And he's going to have one of his guitars is going to have really awesome
So did he make good choices with his guesses?
I think he did. I was trying to remember what they were, and I think he did. So it was a single hum Strat situation. With that guitar, I would probably put P90, P90s. I put 500K pots in it. I would probably put a 33 cap in it, or maybe even a 22. We'll just have to see which humbucker he used. Yeah, no, that'd be a pretty easy thing to.
Don said, "Cool, thanks, gotta run." He's having Japanese tonight. He's
Yum.
with his mom and his kids, and I was like, oh Japanese
yum.
sounds delicious. I forgot to eat.
Yum, yum. Another super chat.
Super chat from Tony Lenardi. Does not have a comment here. Thank you for the super chat. I'm just going to read the one above since I don't see anything with this one. I like all the videos because I believe in supporting you too.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Tony.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate it a lot. A lot.
All right.
Next.
I don't know where I was.
Justin.
Thank you, Dylan and Leslie, for all your efforts. Should I replace the pots in my Epiphone SG Classic when I swap the old P90s out for a pair of Dylan P90s? Pretty sure the recent Gibson SG Junior has audio taper pots, and I'm wondering if that would be a worthy upgrade over the stock CTS pots on the Epiphone.
If your Epiphone has CTS pots, you probably don't need to upgrade them. I like 500K pots with P90s. A lot of Gibson stuff is 330. Play it first. Don't just replace them to replace them. Play it first. If you don't like how it sounds, then make a change. But I think with what the parts are quality enough, don't worry about it. If you don't like the way it sounds and it's got 330s in it and maybe you want some 500s, that's cool. But I wouldn't jump right into a replace parts just to replace parts situation.
Cool. Can't find buttons.
Busy night.
Super chat from Mike Sahite. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Sorry if I botched your last name. What's your take on PRS claiming their humbuckers sound like single coils?
They do it differently. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't. Because if you like the way they sound and you think it's an acceptable sound for a single coil, cool.
He asked what your take is.
I don't like them. But I don't typically like PRS humbuckers anyway. And the one PRS humbucker I have in the Fiore, it's not up there, it's in the living room. The reason it's okay with me is because they don't coil split it. They actually parallel series it. So, it's cool. If you like it, but I'm a center punch fan. We make a humbucker that is made to do that. And I think it works better. But I'm the one that makes it, so. But I wouldn't make it if it didn't work.
All right. Robert. Hello, Dylan. Is the Duke of Tone a good match for your, soon to be mine, center punch and a Fender Blues Deluxe RI?
Reissue.
Mm-hmm. Getting ready for my metal playing son's Christmas visit. I did rewatch your review. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, that pedal's really neat. And I think it would be great for that setup. I think you could control how much mid-range you want because it's got the little toggly switch for the mod, and then you can adjust that, which is really cool. I dig that. Yeah. You can't kind of switch it on the fly. You have to go down there and twiddle some switches, but you can get a good sound that you like, and I think you'll dig it. It's pretty versatile.
That's awesome.
Scott.
Super chat from Scott Dreyfus. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Have you played the Sterling Cutlass HS50? How would you set up a hum single build for one? Locking tuners and a beautiful roasted maple neck under $500. That's a lot of questions.
Sterling Cutlass isn't my thing, but I know why people like them. I personally do not like them aesthetically. People really like them though, and I understand totally why they do. Single hum setup would be, for me, The single hum setup I've been enjoying lately is 2 of our Bonneville single coils and a Super 8 bridge humbucker.
And then, is there something with locking tuners and a beautiful roasted maple neck under $500?
Oh, that's the one, I think. I think that guitar is that.
Oh, he's describing it.
Yeah. And then he put a question mark at the end. But I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
We got all that, Scott. Thanks again for the super chat. Oh my gosh, this is hard. No. Already did, Robert.
Yep.
Oh. They can layer? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they can layer.
Vincent. Hi, Dylan. Got curious while watching your winding shorts. Like YouTube short. Without going into the specifics of your recipe, when winding any given pickup, what's your way of achieving the consistency in sound? Do you say to yourself every 5 seconds, I need to go back and
like
forth?
this way.
Or do you have any specific markers, like every 500 winds you need to tighten a bit really fast for about 100 winds, then loosen again?
So this is, we've taught a bunch of people how to wind pickups now, right? And it's a fun thing to teach people how to wind pickups. And so actually doing it, like getting the wire onto the coil, is not that hard. But what I try to explain to people is the consistency between them is the hard part. So if we were to put 10 sets, like there's somebody I make pickups for where I actually will send 20 sets of pickups to them and they'll all go in similar guitars. And then 4 or 5 of those guitars will go off to the music store and a person can pull one down and try them one after the other, and they have to be consistent between guitars. That is, to me, all about tension, winds per layer, and of course quality of parts too, because we have to make sure that the magnetic strength is right on each pickup. So we have a Gauss meter, so we check that stuff to make sure that it's consistent. And then the tension is the biggest thing. I wind with my right hand. This hand right here, the tension is the biggest thing, because when it's baggy or when it's too tight, because there's a lot of variance in there, makes a big deal.
All right. Now I know I have to close them because I can layer them, and that sounds dangerous. Yep. Super chat from Alonzo White. Thank you for the super chat, Alonzo. Hey, Dylan, I appreciate what you and Leslie do for us. Much love. That's awesome.
Thank you, Alonzo. I appreciate that very much. And I deleted all the ones that were used except for Vincent right there.
Okay. So that's where I pick up is after?
Yep. Thanks for the super chat.
Nick. Dylan, what are your thoughts on the Fender Mustang Micro now? I don't know if you still have yours, as I've not seen it in a while. I see that. Who's in NUX?
Oh, NUX.
NUX.
I call it NUX because it makes people mad.
It's a new version of their Mighty Plug Pro available, which I think is comparable. I think the Fender is kind of plug and play, no minimal tweaking, whereas the what'd you say? NUX has a ton of tweaking available, probably at the detriment to playing time. Any interest in reviewing the NUX Mighty Plug?
I have both of them right there, and that is on my list. Here's what I will say about that. It's exactly what you said. If you want to just plug in and play and not fiddle around, get the Fender Micro. It has less choices and options, but you can also just be like, okay, I want clean, I want dirty. Like sometimes I'll use it to test stuff to see if it's working right, because you can just plug it in and use it. The NUX, you're right. It's like the Kemper or the Axe Effects of little plug amps, because you can go in there and play with all kinds of parameters, and it can get a little overwhelming, like option paralysis, if that makes sense. But that being said, I think it sounds better. So, and they're about the same price. So if you're a tweaker, I don't mean like a, if you're a tweaking kind of person and want to mess with it, get the NUX. If you just want a simple thing or it's a gift for somebody, get the Fender. And yes, I want to review both of them or do a comparison.
Rob. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. Dylan, which do you prefer and why? Oh, Mr. Goat hasn't been here in a while.
No.
And why? Bone nut or synthetic graphite nut? As always, thank you both.
I will use not bone stuff as much as possible. I don't care about bone. Bone is so inconsistent. When we were building a lot of guitars, we used to buy, I want to say we bought it by the pound. I think you would get like a container of bone nuts. And
so gross.
And it was gross. It smelled like rotten flesh. Mm-hmm. And you would have to like hold them up to a bright light like this, and you could see like the grains in it and stuff. You'd have to like, even the bleached stuff, you would have to like go through it and look for good ones. I don't care about bone. It's dumb. Things. It was made, they made it because it's what they had, but then we live in 2022. Material sciences are such that you can get a better product than the natural product, and it just works better. And it's easier. It's easier. Have we had to banhammer anybody tonight?
No, I had to screenshot. Solano Speed Shop says, if you're a tweaker, that's going on a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. And then just amp knobs.
Yes. I love it.
Dude, that would be great.
Shirt.
Are you a tweaker? And then have like, yes.
No, he said, if you're a tweaker.
If you're a tweaker.
Are you a tweaker? I guess it can say whatever.
And then just have a bunch of, a bunch of knobs that you,
right.
Yeah.
Can you put something ridiculous on them, though? Like malarkey and shenanigans and...
yeah. We were...
Oh, yeah. In the middle of Florida.
In the middle of Florida a week ago. And we got it like right here, so we couldn't get the picture. We went back. I wanted to post it for everybody, but we went past too fast. And it was just a huge billboard, and it just said "No Malarkey" on it.
We were like, seriously?
Dang it! I almost want to turn around and take a picture for the YouTube folks.
Oh man, it was good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. Super chat from Doug Santinello. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. Saturday, I'm going to a friend's jam party, and I'm bringing my fabric top Strat with my Dylan winding class pickups. Time to brag.
Your Doug pickups.
Yeah, that's a cool
awesome.
guitar, man. That fabric top, I missed that. I should have came.
That's true. You weren't there for that one.
So cool.
Thank you for the super chat, Doug.
I don't know where I was.
Shane, I think.
Start with Shane?
Oh, no. Maybe Rob?
Nope, Shane.
Okay.
We did Rob. Shane. Hey, Leslie and Dylan. Thanks for the Black Friday specials. A Boston buddy of mine was thinking of putting a Seymour Duncan JB into a Wolfgang, but is actually looking for a pickup that is less bassy than a JD and a little more compressed, but not as compressed as an EMG. What pickup in your range would you recommend he try? P.S. He's also a big Gibson 498 fan.
Either a center punch or a Super 8. Either one of those would do exactly what you're talking about. And you brought up the Black Friday thing. Thanks everybody who supported that. Her and I had a fairly... Well, we were in the van. We were on the way back from Florida. And I told her, I was like, I hate Black Friday. We never sell anything. We do Black Friday sales and nobody buys anything. And she came up with the idea to do it for Patreon and YouTube members, and then if you just want to join for a month just to get the deal to do it. I think it was the best sale I've ever done, ever. So thanks for everybody for supporting it. It was really cool.
What is your thumbnail? Like, why does everybody say you're clickbaiting them? What did you put?
I said I'm selling everything.
Oh.
It's not clickbaity. They just don't pay attention.
Oh, it's not clickbait. It's for real.
No, it's for real. If for the people that are saying that I'm that I'm bluffing or something, I'm not bluffing. It's all for sale. If you text me right now or email me right now.
You better not do that. You said you were going to put it on your website.
I'll put it on my website, I guess. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll put it on my website. But no, I'm not joking. It's all for sale. So that is not clickbait. And let me just say to you people who, this clickbait thing drives me freaking insane.
I didn't know he was going to get fired.
Oh, it drives me nuts. I don't clickbait. I talk about what is in the thumbnail in the video. It is not my fault that you A, are late, or B, can't pay attention enough to know when we talk about it. Because it's something that happens almost every time. And what people don't understand is how this stuff works. This is not TikTok. We're here for like an hour and a half tonight. So in a 15 or 20 second or even a 5-minute video, I got a comment the other day. I've been watching this video for 4 minutes and you haven't even talked about the thing. And I'm like, well, it's a 16-minute video and it's a review. Like, watch it till 7 minutes and you might get something. And I can't help people's level of patience, but we always cover what is in the thumbnail in the video. Always. Every time.
D Smart 32 said, I found out about the Black Friday deals on Saturday. LOL. Well, they went till Monday night.
They went till Monday.
So I think you still missed.
Yeah.
But Jim Woodard said, did you say something? I wasn't paying attention.
If you join Patreon, though, you'll always get 10% off. And on a humbucker, that's like $28. So, a humbucker set. You buy a set of center punches with the Patreon discount or the YouTube member discount, and it's like saves you like $28. So it's not nothing.
All right. I think I'm here. Zoltan, on affordable versions of some guitars, certain parts are not countersunk and sit proud of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Which
sticks up.
Okay. As opposed to flush with. So the opposite of flush is proud?
Yeah. This sticks up. This sticks.
I just learned a thing.
Yeah. If this was in here, this would be flush. And since this little button this sticks up proud.
I did not know the opposite of flush was proud.
What?
Hang on. Let's finish.
What he's usually talking about in context to this is when, for example, you'll have a back plate on a Stratocaster, and some of them will be set into the body, and others will just be screwed on top, and you'll feel the edge.
Okay.
That's what he's talking about.
All right. I'm going to start over, Zoltan, because I have not gave your question justice here. On affordable versions of some guitars, certain parts are not countersunk and sit proud on the body, as opposed to flush with it. Think trim cavity cover plates on PRS SEs or the string ferrules on my new Relish Trinity. Is that a cost thing even in the CNC age, or is it a deliberately sub-premium aesthetic choice?
No, it is. So the reason it's sub-premium is because it is tool time. And I don't mean like Tim Allen or Pam Anderson. I mean cycle time. So if you have, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand about the business side of making a guitar. If you have a $250,000 machine cutting out bodies, that machine has to run X amount of hours a day, X amount of days a week in order to pay for itself in X amount of years for the company to justify its purchase in the first place. During that time, in that day, it needs to make X amount of guitars, X amount of cycles, and the tooling costs, because the tools wear out, need to last for X amount of cycles. So, if you have a guitar that's in a CNC machine, and let's say the back cut on that guitar takes 6 minutes, but insetting all of that stuff takes 3 or 4 more tool changes, and instead of going for 6 minutes, it takes 9 minutes. That's 30% more tool time, tool cycle time in the machine. So that's 30% slower to make that back cut on that guitar. You scale that out to the entire week, you scale that out to the entire month, and now you're making a huge difference. So it's a big deal. Other people think about it like if you talk to like a heavy equipment operator, like they don't come up with a half a bucket of dirt. Like every time they move, they have to be doing so that it takes X amount of hours to dig this hole. It's the same thing in a machine. And you have to justify the cost of that machine over a particular period of time Like when you spend the revenue for that machine, the return on investment has to be in a particular amount of time for tax purposes, for revenue, for all that stuff. So if a cut is 20 or 30% more because it's another intricacy, that guitar needs to be more expensive to cover that time. That's a great question.
Is it deliberate? Yes.
Absolutely. That is a great question. And I'm glad to answer that stuff because this is where people are like, this guitar is worth just as much as this. Or, they say all that stuff. And it's like, but you don't understand the business side of it. Like, that's the important stuff that we should talk about more so that people get a better understanding of it. That was a great question. I'm glad you asked that.
JD, what is the sonic difference, if any, between raising the height of a pickup versus raising the pole pieces on pickups that have screw-type pole pieces? Would this have an effect on humbuckers?
Yeah, because you're only raising the pole pieces for half of the pickup. So it changes the mid-range big time because you're actually only the mid-range on a. That's probably the biggest difference you would notice because it sounds a certain way when the pickup's like this. Well, then if you make it lopsided like this, then it's going to sound different. I think it moves the mid-range around.
All right. You want to try to answer some more questions?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Talk about?
No, let's keep going. This is fun. I love it when everybody's into it like this. This is great.
All right, we have like 14 minutes and 24.
Well, let's try to lightning round
I've already grabbed. Windsurf Maui says, how much are you asking for the whiteboard? Sorry, couldn't resist. Solano Speed Shop. So I totally did it wrong. Whatever. I totally like you guys and I'm happy to pay full pop for pickups.
Yeah, but if you join Patreon, you can knock 10% off.
Patrick Trites, is the Batfish selling?
It is for sale. It is for sale. That's not my guitar. That actually belongs to Texas Toast. But if you get with me, that guitar definitely is for sale, and he really wants to sell it, and I know he would make you a deal on it. It's sitting right over there in a hard shell case, ready to go. Get with me, and I will facilitate the connect on that so you can make that deal.
Brian Phelps, I ordered a Runway audio cable today from your link.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Those things are awesome. You're going to dig it.
Eric Johnson says, congrats on uncollecting your guitar collection.
Yeah, it's just moving it on, right? Like moving it to the next one, which is exciting.
Solano Speed Shop says, I'd buy that Kevin Windham showy helmet back there from you. My Kevin Windham RI needs a soulmate.
You can't buy that one because that's the one that saved my life. It's got a crack in it. It's still got that dirt on it from the day I broke my back. That's why it's on my desk. It's kind of a memento reminder.
Scuffed Frank, got any Buckethead signature guitars you're selling?
Nope. I got MGK, John Mayer, and Mark Lettieri.
Rusty Shackelford. Hey Dylan, have you ever used a string butler? I'm thinking about getting one, but my Les Paul seems to hold tune pretty well and never understood why people say they don't. Do you have any issues with the SG?
So we have done a video on this, and everyone hates that video. Well, more accurately, the people that have string butlers on their guitars hate that video because the long and the short of it is this. The string butler is a solution to a...
Left you want to sell?
Nope.
Scott Dreyfus, is there a better amp for $229 than the Boss MK250 watt?
I don't think so.
John OJF, I hear you. Option paralyzed. Johnson Millennium JM150. Perfect example. Rick Bonneville, Dylan, I bought a LT40C, best of both worlds.
Oh, cool.
Armchair rock and roll warrior. If I bought a $7,000 Gibson Murphy Lab guitar and left it in the case and just played it on special occasions, would it be worth more money in 10 years, or would it be better to put the $7,000 in the bank?
I don't know. I think it would have to be the right guitar. Jim Woodard would be able to help you on the collectibility of Les Pauls, but I know that there are, or the Casino Guitars guys, they're really good at that stuff. And they're really smart about that stuff. I don't know, because I'm not, obviously, as you can tell, I'm not a collector. So I don't really know.
Paul Needs, hey you two, from the UK. Sorry, I'm broke, so no super chat. Question,
No worries,
CTS versus Bourne's Pots. Gold foil pickups. I recorded a venture sort of album, UK band The Shadows, using a PRS CU22. Sounded real good.
Nice.
So CTS versus Bourne's Pots and gold foil pickups. Those are the two questions.
Okay, CTS versus Bourne's, that's a feel thing. Right now for us it's an availability thing, because we really like the Bourne's Pots, but we can't get them in 250s right now, so we've gone to CTS. But that's a feel thing. Bourne's Pots are really like light action. Like you can spin them real easy, which I really like. A lot of people don't, but I really like that. Gold foil pickups, I'm not a big authority on them. I don't have a lot of experience with them. If you want good gold foil pickups, Tim McNelly from McNelly Pickups, he is your man. They are amazing.
Ryan Chen Music. Curious if you have opinions on good acoustic pickups, since you're very thoughtful about what really matters in electric guitar pickups.
I am an LR Baggs fan. I like LR Baggs stuff a lot. I have 2 guitars with LR Baggs. I would go with like the Lyric and not the EAS, not the lowest one, but the first one up, Element. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it has a microphone and an undersaddle, and it's like $250 or something like that. That's the one I would get.
Jim Woodard, yeah, Black Friday sucks and people are looking for big ticket items. Best Black Friday deal I got this year was half off concealed carry course for my son. That's a smart buy.
That's really cool. We were giving away half off soldering courses, and a lot of people took advantage of that.
Jim Woodard also said, I just joined your Patreon. I don't know why it took so long.
I
Welcome,
literally got the notification.
Awesome.
Well, he did it. Thank you, man. I didn't want to like shout you out and be like, "Oh, look, he joined."
He shouted himself out.
But I did get the notification when you did it.
Haas says there will be a bidding war on the whiteboard.
Bidding war on the whiteboard. That's funny.
Nicholas Michael says Strat style guitar for sale, the copperish color one.
It's pink, actually. It's like a rose colored. $2,500. It's a Silver Sky PRS, and it is the American one. And it is unmolested, and it is perfect and beautiful and amazing.
That should be a shirt. Can you just have like
Unmolested?
A guitar and it just says unmolested?
No.
Come on.
Probably not.
That's pretty funny. Okay. Anyway. Cyrus Freeman. I like Filtertrons. Which of your pickups would I like?
Our Slant 6.
Doug Santinello, do you have an SG?
I have the SG Junior. $1,200.
Eric Lettinger? Eric, do you have to hand feed the wire into the pickup winder, or do they make an auto feed?
They make auto winders, but to me that changes everything, and so that's why I don't do it. We have had this conversation many times. Why don't I just get a CNC winder? Because then we would be faster. And then she's like, but then they wouldn't be hand wound anymore, and they wouldn't have your name on it the same way. Where right now, I touch every pickup. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a, you know.
He molests them all.
Wow. I fondle them all.
Yes. Somebody said that shirt would sell like hotcakes, and then Fat Philosopher said, I have molested guitars in the past. I feel shame. All right, sorry. It's not time for digression. 5 more minutes. Rusty, do you prefer linear or taper pots?
Audio taper for sure. It's my preference.
Natasha Nix, I just got here. Where will you be posting the guitar listings?
I'm going to put them on my website. Tonight, I will put the listings on the website with some descriptions. I'm not certain, well, I am certain that they will not have photos tonight. But I will assure you that everything I put up there,
I mean, if you sell it before you have to put pictures up, that's pretty stinking cool.
I will tell you that everything I put up there is in as new condition. Like, I do not beat my stuff up. So there's no scratches and dings and bangs and stuff in any of it. So just know that as soon as we are done with the live stream tonight, I will put basic list products on. There will be products and a page on the website with everything.
Okay, sorry. Scratch Padsky says, you're both awesome. Thank you for your time and knowledge.
Thank you for commenting, Scratch Padsky, because I've not really seen your name before tonight. You may have been here, but I really love it when people who have been lurking around for who knows how long actually will just say hey with a comment and just say hi or whatever. I appreciate that a lot.
Doug Santinello says he also uses his third arm, meaning his mouth, to work that hair-thin wire. Yeah, we actually joke that his DNA is also in all of your pickups.
It's true.
Paul Need says, selling everything? How much for your pickup winder and soldering station and iron?
I'm not ready to quit yet. I actually just bought another one.
Hawkman Hawks, mini humbucker or regular humbucker under my Squier Affinity Jazzmaster covers. I hate single coil noise.
Regular humbuckers.
Lone Wolf Gray, can you plug an acoustic electric guitar into a modeling amp like the Line 6 Catalyst 100?
Yeah. Yes. And there's actually a profile for it on there. Yeah.
Gabe Draper, have you tried the quick plug pickups offer at Guitar Fetish?
No, because I'm not a Guitar Fetish fan. Never have been. Don't see myself being.
No. Scott Dreyfus says, I'll email you guys in a couple of weeks after this run at work is over. I've got 3 builds I want to get pickups for. Cheers.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Scott.
You might not even have to ship them. He's here.
Oh, that's right. He is here.
Yeah. I just saw. All right, we have 2 minutes.
When she says 2 minutes, we're going to talk guitar stuff until 9 o'clock, and then we're going to keep going. We have some other things to talk about that are not guitar related. So for all of you who are like, I thought we were going to talk about guitars, we talk about that until 9 o'clock too.
Angel Raven 444 said selling the G hole.
You know, so I really love the G hole, and that one might not make the list. I don't know. And if I do these other reviews for Gibson, I kind of need to keep it for a little longer. So that one might not actually make it, because I've got some other stuff coming with Gibson. So.
Okay. Super chat from Porter Stout Bear. I like Porters. Porter Stout Bear says, hello. I've been lurking for years.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks for saying hello. Thanks for the super chat.
I appreciate that.
Oh, sorry. I hit the noise twice. I was so excited.
No, and I appreciate you just saying hi. Even if you don't use a super chat, just say hi.
For sure.
I mean it.
Van Shank Guitars, thank you for the super chat. Since the Mojo Tone winder is out of stock everywhere, what else would you recommend?
Oh. Waiting.
The Mojo Tone winder.
I know that Mojo Tone, if StewMac doesn't have any, I know for sure that by the middle of December, Mojo Tone will have more out in the world, because I had to buy one because I own 3 of them, and I had to buy another one about a month ago in a hurry, and I called Mojo Tone and was like, when are you going to have more, because I need another one. And they told me end of November, beginning of December. So don't stress about it too much, and I would wait it out. You could get a Shatton from StewMac, but it's garbage compared to this thing. This thing is so good, man.
All right. We have run out of time. Do you want to take a few more, or do you want to run out of time?
Let's take a couple more.
All right.
Let's take a couple more.
So
I'm feeling
1 second, because there was a couple more. So I have 4. I'm going to call it.
After 9 o'clock, if you want to talk about guitar stuff, you have to use a super chat. She's going to answer these last couple. And then we have some other stuff we want to tell you about.
I'm going to ask. I'm not answering them.
You're going to answer them.
Oh, no.
Maybe I should ask them and you answer them.
Oh, no.
Come on.
And then we already have some digression questions. Oh, we have super chat, so you have to go.
Okay, let's do it. So maybe we won't get to the other.
Revel Rouser, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Dylan, what's the guitar equivalent of a vintage Triumph Bonneville?
Ooh. The guitar equivalent. I would say. Well, that's easy. It's a Les Paul. Because Gibson did a collaboration with Triumph this year with a special edition Triumph with a Sunburst tank on it. And like the seat looked like the case material. And the guitar and they matched. And they sold it for charity. So that's easy. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a great. That's funny. That's a cool question.
Now we have 10. We're going to go through them.
Okay, let's go.
Paul Needs. Dylan, do I take it that auto wound pickups with wind parameters set by yourself every possible detail would sound different to your current hand wound ones?
I believe that they would. Others would argue. But I believe that they would.
Bob Jones, have you thought about making a video about pickups like the guy, Jim Lill or something, made about guitar, quote, tonewood, testing each component in isolation and how they affect tone?
I have definitely thought of doing that.
Angel Raven 444. Oh, we're going to save that. Polly V. Wow, Eric Johnson is commenting. Hey, that was worth listening to, you two. Let's ask Eric Johnson why he designed the new custom Eric Johnson Stratocasters with Fender and switch it to 12-inch radius.
Yeah, don't ask him about no stinking 9 volts either. He gets real pissy about that.
Ed DePriest, gonna order your pickups and wiring for my Squire Thin Line after the first of the year.
You can, because we will still be making them. That'd be awesome.
Brian Mills says, keep up the great work. Just me weekly comment.
Thanks, man. Michael
Tracy, thanks for your patient, competent, science-based explanation for all kinds of questions that I didn't even know I had. Hero Glop, hi. Do you like attenuators in the context of a bedroom player? What's an attenuator?
It depends on the attenuator. It's the thing, like with this amp right here. Actually, both of these will do it where you can select like half a watt, 1 watt.
Yeah. Okay.
So it depends on the attenuator and how it's done. On a tube amp, this one here, when you attenuate it, you can kind of feel it. It changes it a little. On this amp right here, because it's all digital, it doesn't change it at all, and it's amazing. But it also hits the speaker different. So I guess you can't say that it doesn't change anything. You can tell a little. But, yeah.
All right.
Let's jump into some.
Rusty. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. I look forward to Thursday chats all week.
Thanks, man.
Tech Fanatic. Been watching for years. Love your reviews and tech info. So, do you have any reviews of your humbuckers?
Yeah, there should be a bunch. We use them a lot in all of our videos, most of our videos.
All right. Are you ready to switch gears? You should tell them again.
Yes. So,
housekeeping wise,
it is now time to talk about not guitar stuff. If you have a guitar question from this time on tonight, you have to use a super chat. If you were late, you can either rewind it, or you can use a super chat, or you can come back next week.
Yep.
Otherwise, this is just for you and me and her and all of us to just hang out and be friends.
And if you don't want to be friends, we'll see you next week at 8 o'clock for the guitar.
At 8 o'clock. If you don't want to be my friend and you only want to use me for guitar nerdery, we'll see you next week at 8 o'clock.
Awesome. All right. So Angel Raven 444 wants to know, Dylan, if you make a ton of money selling your guitars, what 2023 motorcycle you gonna get?
I'm not. I'm not. Oh, so I guess we should talk about this.
Because he's not getting a bike.
I'm not getting a bike. It's one of the worst things in my life happened to me last week. We were in Florida. I stopped by a motorcycle dealership because I wanted to look at something. And I was literally going to, on my way back from Florida, start a deal on a motorcycle. Or at least move that direction. I went into this store. I sat on some bikes. And every time I pulled the bike off the stand, I was having a pretty bad back day. Because, I have a spinal injury. And I hurt all the time. Like right now, I hurt. I hurt 100% of the time. I can't get away from it. But I have worse days than others. And on what should have been a pretty decent day, because it was sunny and beautiful, and there was no reason to be hurting that day, every time I pulled the bike off the stand, I hurt me. Like, literally hurt me. I literally was in tears walking out of there. I literally cried. I could not handle the emotional realization that it is time for me to decide to do something else. Because my body is so broken. So, and all my friends who were racing and doing everything in the professional space of the power sports industry when I was doing it are all my age and a little older. And we used to have this joke, with age comes a cage. They're all racing cars now. They're all racing off-road racing cars, trophy trucks. One of my buddies is racing trophy trucks in Mexico. They're racing buggies. Travis Pastrana, he's racing. He was, just moving to cars when I got hurt. It's that time. It's time to move away from motorbikes for me. I could have a great day and then get 50 or 75 miles out on a ride and then who knows what. Can't go home? Like, that doesn't make sense. So I am looking for... I'm going to buy a car. That's fun. So I'm in the process of looking for something right now. But it's going to be a while. I'm working on... And if that doesn't... So, and I think we should be really clear here. We do not mix... I don't want to say we don't mix. The financial side of the guitar stuff and the financial side, like me selling guitars, is separate from the buying a Porsche, because that's what I want.
Still?
Yeah. That's... If I do not buy a Porsche, I have to at least own it. If I keep it for 6 months and sell it, but I have to at least have one. But those are separate things. They're not dependent on each other. If I didn't sell any guitars, I would still buy a Porsche. But it's just this is kind of coincidental that we're having this conversation. Anyway, but it's not connected, but it's also not a motorbike.
Oh, before it gets too late, let's talk about this.
Yes.
So, because Rick Bonneville is still here. So, Rick Bonneville suggested, oh, dang it. Dumb thing.
Here.
Not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, let's make them see it.
This Rodney Strong. There's like a glare, though.
Here you
go. Okay, so this one, there were more labels. It's this white label, Rodney Strong cab, that was suggested by Rick, asking if it was in the range. It was $13.50. It was in the range. Under $20 is what we said. Mm-hmm. So you have, what is it, 4 weeks? How many? Today is December 1st. 1, 2, 3. In 4 weeks, on December 29th, we're going to do a taste test, and Rick is going to lead us. Hopefully, Rick, you are available on December 29th for our Thursday live stream at 9 o'clock, the after hour, so that we can try this. So I already have mine. I didn't open it. I didn't cheat.
Oh. Guitar-related thing?
No.
But since we're just among friends, I have to tell you.
Okay.
I have been texting Big KO all day.
Yes.
I am shipping Big KO a P90 for his custom shop Les Paul Jr. tomorrow. And he is calling it the B85. There's a reason he's calling it that. It has to do with his hip-hop history. This is the guitar player for Run DMC. And Daryl McDaniels and him are doing a bunch of stuff together. He was on my podcast a few months ago, and him and I have been talking ever since, and he's the coolest guy ever. So I'm really stoked to have a pickup being used in hip-hop land, which is so cool. So, and we're making one just for him, and it might come out as a signature, and it's kind of neat. So,
Give 'em 2 says, listening to both of you just makes me smile. Keep it up, and thanks.
Thank you.
Jim Woodard says, Leslie and Dylan, you guys are great to hang with on a Thursday night. I get so bored running in-app upgrades without you.
Thanks.
So Jim Woodard also just said something. Let me know, Dylan. I got a lot of Porsche friends on the inside. I don't know what the inside is, but
that's good.
Jim seems to have a lot of hookups.
You know what he has on pre-order?
No.
The Volkswagen ID4 van.
Oh.
The electric van. Yeah. Am I right about that? I think I am. I think I've heard him talk about it.
Stephen Fraser says, is Dylan a generous Christmas gift giver?
We're not really Christmas people, but I really like giving gifts. I really enjoy doing it. It's fun.
Mark Pizzotti said, I just joined your Patreon for a year. Thanks.
Dude, thanks.
That's awesome.
Did I just get that notification too?
I don't know. Did you get a notification?
Cool. Thank you.
Windsurf Maui says, guitars are better. No insurance, no rising fuel expenses, no flat tires, no speeding tickets.
Yeah.
Rick Bonneville said, I'm self-employed, so that's a hard yes, Leslie. He'll be here.
Cool.
Alan Pettibone says, what Porsche do you lust after?
Well, I really want a 911. The 911 is on the long list. But I'll probably realistically stepping stone it just like everybody else, and get a 986 Boxster or a 986.2 Boxster. Something like that. Probably and not new, something mid 2000s. Like I would really like to get like a 2006 Boxster in that area. So not real expensive, something that would just be, if it broke, you could just fix it, and because it would be extra car, So something like that. I'm not Stradman or somebody. I can't just go buy a brand new one with my YouTube money. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. So
You're not that guy?
I'm not that guy.
All right.
And cars are better than guitars. Just put that out there.
Let's see. One moment, please. Okay. Just trying to. I got all mixed up.
Trying to get everything organized.
And then all right. So I grabbed a few.
Cool.
Revel Rouser says, I gave up 2 wheels after a near-death wreck in 2006 when I went to the hospital on a striker frame. The ER doctor looked at me and said, motorcycles are great, but there comes a time to get a convertible.
That time is now for me.
Give 'em 2 says, you got that right. The day I knew motorbikes were in my rearview mirror, that was the worst day.
It is still, right now, sitting here, the most difficult decision, realization that I've ever had to make. It is really hard.
Patrick Trites, I would love to get a motorbike again, but with 6 months of winter, I can't justify it.
I get that.
Sounds like you need to move, Patrick.
Yeah, I wouldn't live anywhere for 6 months of winter. Not anymore.
Angel Raven 444, Leslie, when Dylan sells all his guitars and gives you all the money, will you be okay with that, or will he have to sell even more stuff? I'm not getting his money.
I'm going to buy more guitars.
Yeah. He's totally doing this for all of you.
Yeah, this isn't about me.
You can buy the cool gear, and he's just going to get more cool gear.
Yep.
Timothy Potter says, what is the most raucous motorcycle you've ever ridden?
Raucous? That's an interesting question. I mean, I've ridden the fastest stuff there is. I've ridden turbocharged Hayabusas. I've ridden ridiculous motorcycles, 200-300 horsepower stuff. Raucous is an interesting word. In 2008 or 7, we did an article with Dirt Bike Magazine where we built a Precision Concept sponsored, Max Power sponsored KX 250 with a Max Power 285 big bore kit and a Precision Concept suspension. And that bike was so fast. It was a 2-stroke, and it was so fast. It was nuts fast. For a dirt bike that you rode like on trails in the woods. My brother broke his leg on it, actually. And then the other crazy motorcycle, I mean, we have 2 land speed records at Bonneville on motorcycles, so that's its own thing too. Oh, and then this is it. We took the motor out of the bike that we set the world record on and put it in a dirt bike and rode it on the trail. And that was...
We're just going to give Solano Speed Shop the job of, can you just message me after the live stream all the t-shirt ideas that came out of the live stream? I've had to screenshot 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. He said, I'm doing this for you. Dylan Talks Tone. Anyway.
Woo.
Here we go. Super chat. I guess you can't talk over it. Super chat from Jason Albert. Thank you for the super chat. It's not even a guitar question. I want to know what the pizza toppings were on the pizza you posted on Instagram. So, Jason, I'm pretty sure I responded to you. He's talking about my picture.
Oh, you posted on Instagram?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I responded to him. Oh, hang on. I don't know how to use Instagram, apparently.
What pizza was it?
Yeah, he did ask me. It was the one at, maybe I didn't list it. Anyway, it was this pizza.
Oh, yeah.
So that is, so you probably can't see it, Instagram. It was my Instagram. It was just a pizza. And he asked me about it. It was like onions, green peppers, mushrooms, and then plant-based pepperoni and sausage. But it was really good. I don't typically even like all of that. But it was good.
Where was it? Nashville?
Denver.
Oh, okay.
I think we had pizza a couple of good times in Denver. Or a couple of good pizzas in Denver. Anyway.
Makes sense.
Thanks, Jason. Let's see. Dennis Charles says, I want that Gibson hat. Super fly.
I got this at the Gibson Garage in Nashville.
Joshua Grombacher. Hey, DNL. I have sold many bottles of Rodney Strong. I'm also currently modding my 87 Toyota pickup.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
So he must sell wine. I wonder if he sells wine for a living.
Maybe. Okay, Rick Bonneville said Rodney Strong will be priced higher in Canada, and he wanted me to tell y'all, I saw his other comment too, that I did get this on sale. So it's not $13.50. It's probably like $15. And then whatever that translates to in Canada.
Metric money, it'd probably be like 19.
Somebody asked me about the year. This particular one says it's 2019. So I'm assuming they're all 2019. I don't know. Again, we're doing this because I know nothing.
Yeah, we're going to try to learn about wine in a live stream.
Curtis Chavez says, so who got the Texas Toast Boys sick? Get well soon.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Well soon too.
I didn't even know that.
The Dangerous Brothers told us.
Yeah, it was like 5 till 7 or 7 o'clock, and there was no live stream tonight. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And then Doug texted me and said, hey, I think they're sick. You should start early. And I'm like, well, you weren't even here. So it was like, we'll just start on time.
Yeah. Rusty says, pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Yes.
Sure.
I mean, not every time. It's not like something I crave, but
yeah,
if it makes sense with the toppings available,
yeah,
sure,
I'd allow it to happen.
Yeah, I'd prefer spicy though.
Yeah, you'd prefer jalapenos.
Jalapenos on my pizza. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and Vinny's World said, "Are you cool with fruits on pizza?" I'm assuming you mean pineapple. I've never had any other fruit on pizza.
I've had apple on pizza.
Have you? That sounds.
Remember when I had honey on pizza?
That's not fruit.
I know, but that's just. It made me think of that because it's something that you don't.
I mean, I would have that hot habanero honey on some pizza.
Oh, you have that spicy honey, yeah.
It's real spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we got a super chat. I'm going the wrong way. I know, but one moment. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Revel Rouser. He says, Dylan, aren't you worried that wanting a Porsche is the warning sign of a looming midlife crisis?
Everybody says that. That's come up a couple of times. My father-in-law said the same thing. I say no, because what people don't understand is...
Why does it have to be a warning sign? Why can't it be like an embracing of?
Well...
Why has it got to be a crisis?
It's not a crisis, first of all, because... I guess people on the internet don't know me very well, obviously. But for me to go... I mean, we haven't had a convertible for a year. Because we had the Jeep.
The Jeep counts as a convertible?
Yeah, because the top comes off.
Okay.
Before that, we went... I mean, it is really uncommon for me to go without something fast and fun. First of all, you should know that if I buy a car tomorrow, or maybe next month, it will be like car number 56 or something.
Make a list.
We should make a list. It's been 10 or 15 or 20 or something since we've been married for 10 years. So I am a gearhead through and through. So this is not a midlife crisis. You're hearing about it for the first time because you think I'm a guitar geek. But I actually only play that on television. I like guitar stuff. But I really like stuff with engines. So it's new to you, but it's not new to me at all. There's Mr. Goat.
Mr. Goat, I was talking about you earlier. Thank you for the super chat. Somebody put NY in their comment. And I was like, oh, where's he been?
We missed Mr. Goat.
I am glad I follow you on social media because I get to see all baby girl pictures and your wife's projects, and I'm really enjoying it, by the way. So thank you for the super chat. He says, finally got the preloaded guitar done. P90 bridge, DAF neck. It's flippin' killer. Well done. Good sir, girl baby, and girl cat say hi, Leslie.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mr. Goat.
Now
I had been tossing them around getting a Corvette. That's more midlife crisis-y, because then you'd have to get white New Balances. You'd have to get like a Hawaiian shirt, start wearing it like halfway unbuttoned.
You'd have to get fake chest hair.
Yeah, that's also true.
Just stick a patch on.
Stick a patch on there. Get some of that aerosol stuff.
Oh. Doug says tomatoes are fruits. Yes, tomatoes are fruits.
This is true.
Jalapeno and pineapple's great. Apple on pizza is awesome. Curtis Chavez says sweet pizza, no for him. Patrick Trite says sweets are no-go for me. Phil, we haven't seen Phil in a while either. I don't feel like.
Hey, Phil.
Apple is good, so are pears.
Ooh, interesting. I just had pear and some kind of lemonade last night. It was really
Dennis good. Charles says apple, bacon, maple, onion pizza.
Now, that makes a lot of sense.
Can we make a version of that?
I think
have
so.
all of those things.
I think so.
I mean, plant-based, but...
Yeah, I think so.
Serious, I have all of those things.
I think we could.
Angel Raven 444 says, a nice sports car when you're older is fine. Just don't cruise around middle schools. That's creepy. Van Shank Guitar says, ever heard of the Renault Fuego?
Yep, I have. It's fire.
Or hot. Angel Raven 444 says, been searching YouTube. Have you uploaded your Swamp Ape video yet? I can't find it.
Wait, what?
Swamp Ape video.
Oh, no.
Didn't see any. All right. Super chat from Doug Santinella. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. I wanted a 911 GT RS since 1984. I was 24, so not midlife crisis. I just couldn't justify the cost. I could picture you in a Porsche, Doug.
I love... Who just posted the V8 Chevy V8 firing order?
Solano Speed Shop, of course. Yeah.
And yes, I know what that is.
That's funny.
Do you know the Lamborghini one?
Sean McMillan says, Dylan the villain, guitar molester extraordinaire.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. Sorry.
I molest guitars.
Yes. That could be a shirt.
No.
Just wear it. People will be like, excuse me, what?
No. I'll get in my Porsche convertible and drive by a middle school with that shirt on. I'll probably end up in
just
prison.
Don't drive. No.
We have to drive by one. There's one right across the street.
It's elementary school.
That's worse.
I was like, where's a middle school? Vinny's World said, maybe do a tier list stream on your other channel and rate your cars.
I've thought about doing some stuff like that.
Brian Mills says, racers are racers. You don't outgrow it.
No, and it doesn't even have to be a car. I don't care if it's a shopping buggy, 2 desk chairs, 2 bar stools with wheels on them. Like, it don't matter, man. I'll race anything. I don't care.
Jason Albert says, you make pickups. Why not a Studebaker pickup? Just like... Blah, blah, blah.
So, I used to be a muscle car guy. I used to like old cars. I've had lots of stuff. GTOs and Impalas and even British, sports car stuff, Triumphs, all that kind of stuff. But it just gets to the point where you're like, new cars are better. They just are. And you can argue with me about that all you want, but I don't care. New cars are better. They're safer, they're faster, they're more efficient, more horsepower for less. They're just better. and they stop and turn and actually go around corners without killing you, and they're just better. So that's my, yeah.
Dennis Charles says, get a Miata and matching visors.
I was thinking about getting a Miata because, I mean, it's like Miata or Boxster, right? And, but the Miata that I want is a lot more money. They're holding their value really, really well. And I think I could get more car in a Porsche. So that's what I'm going to do.
Jim Woodard says, LOL, I can help you with the vet too, Dylan. I have friends who do exotic cars. It happens, I don't know, something the collector works. Where is Jim?
Where is he? Yeah.
And where are your friends with exotic cars? We might want to do a video.
I know.
Marcia Murray says, thanks to the Ninja Turtles, I've had peanut butter pizza. Not bad.
That would, I could
love
see
that you
how
got
that would work.
inspired by the Ninja Turtles. What is that? It's like the Elvis burger that's like peanut butter and what else? Is it peanut butter and an egg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Angel Raven 444. Dylan, would you donate one of your guitars to an autistic college or an Asperger's care center?
I would not. I am very careful. I wouldn't donate one of my personal guitars. I don't have anything that would fit in that environment. But I am very careful about charitable donation. I do it. I don't talk about it. It's something I don't talk about on the internet. That's like my own thing. And if the right thing came up, I would do it. But it's just, that is, again, that's one of those things that I separate into my own personal life that we don't talk about on the internet. I do it.
And it's not related to business.
Yeah, right. I personally, you guys have probably seen this in videos, like, I don't really exploit my reach that I have. I know I don't have a lot. I know I'm not like Mr. Beast or anything. But I also know that if we put out a video, we could have a few thousand people watch it, right? It would feel weird to me to connect that with charitable donation, because I would feel like I was like exploiting the fact that I had this reach to do that. So I sort of separate that into me and her discuss what we're going to do. And that's post revenue, post business, post everything. And this is what we personally do. And we keep it separate and we don't talk about it. It's kind of a, and that's just sort of a way to keep it. I want to feel good about it. And I'm not saying
Would I want to know about whatever you're mentioning? Yes.
Yes. And there could be a time in the future where we would do things like that because we really care about some stuff. There are some things that we really care about that we don't talk about on the internet very much. So it's possible that we would do that. But in an effort to keep the channel free of politics, free of very idealistic causes that can become political even if you don't mean them to, and various things like that, that's kind of why we keep that stuff
Jim's
separate.
in Virginia Beach.
I knew that. I
like the bridge.
Anyway, that's a really convoluted answer, but I feel like I don't want people to take it and be like, well, he's not going to donate to any charities. I asked him about a charity. And I know you wouldn't. I know that's not the spirit that you meant it, but if somebody else watched this, I wanted to be...
Oh, it's peanut butter and banana on a burger, so it is weird.
Oh, okay,
that's still
right.
weird. Yeah.
Anyway.
Fruit on a burger. I mean, outside of a tomato. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, gosh.
Everybody's like peanut butter and banana. Peanut butter and banana.
I know. Sorry, I said it wrong. Must have some Elvis fans.
Yep.
Goodbye Pork Pie Hat says, I recently purchased my first set of Dylan pickups. I know this is not after related, but it's cool. A match set of, I think he means center punches. You don't have super punches, right?
Nope.
For my 1980 Gibson ES 335. Super excited, y'all. That is exciting.
What is his name on here?
Goodbye Pork Pie Hat.
Oh, so he must be... I wonder if those are the ones I made today. Because I'm making... We do things in blocks, and we literally got like 30 orders over the weekend. So we're doing things in blocks. And so it's like, we made a bunch of single coils yesterday, a bunch of bass pickups today, a bunch of humbuckers today. So we're getting to your stuff, is what I'm saying. So I'm stoked to get it to you. That'd be awesome.
Somebody mentioned, like, if you get old stuff, you have to have a mechanic. And I will say he's already chatting with his mechanic about what is a good buy. Yeah.
I'm pre sorting that out.
Yep. Cool. Angel Raven said that was a very sincere response.
Thanks. You want to handle those right, you know. We're trying to be humans, you know.
Jeffrey Egan said, howdy, folks. I just got home from dinner at my daughter's.
Sweet. Jeffrey Egan has not been around, so that's cool to see him. Hello, sir.
Charles Wallace says, that is one of your characteristics that makes you a class act.
Thanks, Charles. I appreciate that.
Not the class clown. Class act.
Yeah.
What were you
going to be? What were you supposed to be according to your yearbook? Like, what did everybody write about you in your yearbook?
I don't know.
You weren't popular enough to have everybody write in your yearbook, or what?
I mean, I didn't go senior year.
Oh, you didn't. That's right.
I think a lot of what got written in my yearbook was highly inappropriate and not inspirational for life. So yeah.
I didn't have a yearbook, so I don't have.
We weren't thinking about the future.
I got
period. It was like,
but it wasn't
you had to survive the summer. But so the time that probably would have been a momentous occasion would have been senior year. But I didn't go to high school senior year.
Yeah, because you were already in college. Yeah.
Because I might be a nerd.
I didn't go to high school senior year because I graduated early and I just started working. Yep.
I don't know what Jeffrey had for dinner. They were like, did you have pizza? Oh, he said baked ziti. Oh,
that'll work.
Italian. What does Leslie want for Christmas? She doesn't want anything.
No. Leslie's really hard to buy presents for because she doesn't want stuff.
Yeah, so somebody said something earlier and they were like, why the downsizing? And I was like, are you new here? Like, we just don't keep a lot of stuff.
No, we just don't keep a lot of stuff. I did buy her a new knife yesterday. It came in yesterday. A purple and black Civivi.
I have a theme, y'all.
Cogent.
It's got to be a purple knife with a black blade.
That's right.
I have 3 so far.
Yep. So I did get her another knife. I got me a new pen. That's what I've been fidgeting with all night. The Tactile Turn copper pen. This thing is really, really cool with a bolt action on the side. It's really cool. It's really heavy. Yeah, I really like it. So I got her that, and I got me a pen. I got a new TV for the van because the van TV was a dumb TV. It wasn't smart.
And it was falling apart.
Yeah, it was screwed together. Like the front of the screen was screwed to the back of the screen. And these little baby screws, and they would fall out. And so, like, because of the vibration going down the road. And so the TV was falling apart. There was people in this Facebook group that were in with, like, the whole front of the TV, like the LCD falling out of the thing. So I got a Black Friday sale on like $180 22-inch, because they're small, 24-inch TV or whatever, for like $80. And then I had some money, like some credit money or whatever from Best Buy. So I got it for like $60. So I put that in there today. That way, now we can stream. We can use the streaming services and stuff when we're on the road, because to watch Formula One and to watch whatever else we want when we're on the road. So I did that. Got a new tripod to replace the tripod that I left in a hotel room in Nashville, which is stupid. But
somebody's probably glad.
You know what I was thinking? I need to ask Austin if I left it at his shop.
Oh.
There's an outside chance that I did not leave it in a hotel room, that it is actually at Austin's shop.
You could probably also call the hotel, because they don't have my contact information because of the way that was booked.
Yeah, it's so far now. And and I got a tripod.
If it's sitting in a corner somewhere.
That's true. Anyway.
It's not a change.
It's my favorite tripod, too.
It's like a small...
Yeah,
we saw the same people every day.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, what else is everybody else saying in here?
They
never bought a yearbook. Do you do double stacked telly humbuckers for a telly strat? No, I don't do stacked single coil stuff at all. I don't like it. So I don't do it. Cool. Well, this has been fun. Yeah. Other than that, I guess I got nothing. I just wanted to make sure that we...
Yeah, we just had we had so many questions that we didn't really. Graduated early, then got married. 30 years and counting. Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't graduate early. I wanted to graduate with my class. So I was like dual enrolled, which was the dumbest thing ever, because I didn't care by the time the year was up. I thought I was going to care, but I didn't care. But I did like walk with my class. And yeah, I got married immediately too, but didn't stop counting that one.
You don't count that one.
We got to do over.
We're counting this one, though. This one counts.
Angel Raven 444 says, now he does pins. Oh, God.
I got a couple really cool ones. I got
Jason Albert says, Leslie is like my wife. I don't know what that means. Your wife must be awesome.
I bet she is, if she's like you. I like... You say the thing about the pins. I just think things that are made by humans.
As opposed to what?
I mean, natural stuff is cool too, but I think engineering is neat. I think whoever had to think of how to do this. Like, this pen has been turned on a lathe, right? And this cap comes off to take the pen apart, but you can't see the seam. Like, however they did that, so that you can't see the seam. And the way the bolt action works, so that this curve is cut a certain way so that it works right. Like, all those things are really, really cool. And then when you look at a knife, like a really good knife, this is a Chris Reeve, and you look at the engineering that has to take place so that the pivot works properly. And like, I don't know, I just really like engineered stuff. And even simple things like a pocket knife can be so incredibly well engineered. And I'm really fascinated with that stuff. And this knife right here really changed how my brain looks at stuff. It makes me make my stuff better, because I know something like this exists. And it's so perfect and it's so good. And it's really, really a high quality piece of a thing. And it made me like, I'm going to make my stuff better. So I really like this kind of stuff. I think it's really neat. So that's why I collect that kind of stuff. Watches, this kind of stuff. I mean, I know it's all EDC gear really, but I'm not like the EDC nerd that other people are.
We laughed about it the other day, like EDC, but we don't go anywhere.
Right. We're everyday stay home stuff. Yeah. And I carry a flashlight now. It's got an OLight. And even thinking about this and how it dims and like the programming that goes into this little thing and the wireless charging deal and like, I don't know, I just really like learning.
Anthony R., that was a guitar question, and that's what happens when he bypasses me and reads off the screen, and he answered the wrong questions.
Sorry.
I've been ignoring them. You answered a guitar question.
Oops.
Breaking your own rules.
Take away the super chat then. I'm just kidding.
Take away?
Yeah. Swear jar. Anyway.
Awesome.
Are we pretty caught up?
Yep.
Excellent. You guys, this has been great. Thanks for hanging out with us again.
Don't forget to buy your wine.
Yeah, don't forget to go buy your wine before the last Thursday of the month. The Rodney Strong. You can get it at your local place. We just got that at the grocery store, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. So, and we're all going to be wine nerds on the last night of the month. Or if you don't drink alcohol, bring your water or your iced tea or your...
I mean, maybe we're just going to learn something. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know anything either.
Yeah, you don't have to drink wine to learn something.
Mm-mm. There you go. I guess we will see you Monday. I'm going to, when I get off the live stream, I'm going to put listings on the website for all the stuff that I'm selling. And then if it goes right away, then tomorrow I will put pictures up for anything that's still left. So
cool. That sounds fun.
Awesome.
We done?
That's it.
Bye, y'all.